Hey there, Taurus. Welcome to your reading for mid-June 2023. We're just gonna jump right in here, Taurus, and see what is going on for you. You have this focus card and this manifesting dreams card. I think I'm almost positive that your last reading, I was saying something about how you need to really stay very, very focused right now. And I don't think this is like a bad thing or a good thing, really. I just think it's saying hey, stay focused on some sort of dream. Everything. You have this manifesting dreams card. You have this card that says believe in yourself. And I feel like that's what you need to focus on is, believing that you deserve something, believing that you deserve to have something in your life. And, maybe this is going to require a little bit more work than you think. And what I mean by work is I'm talking about brainwashing yourself, right? Needing to work on those blockages, those things that hold you back in your mind, right? And, I think if you do that, obviously, this is a very good reading. Look at everything that's showing up here so far. It's very positive. But again, if you're focusing on the bad stuff, then that's what you're going to get. So, I would definitely keep it positive right now. I'm going to pull this card. I don't know if you saw that, but it kind of popped out. It didn't really pop out, but it kind of did. So we'll just keep that in mind. Could be love. It's obviously the Lovers, but you have the Nine of Swords, the Two of Cups, and the Wheel of Fortune, and you have the Lovers. So some of you definitely could be thinking about love at this time, or with the Ace of Pentacles as well. Again, the Ace of Pentacles, I specifically look at it as something that needs to be nurtured into existence. It's like having a garden, which is perfect for you, Taurus, because Uranus and Taurus, Jupiter and Taurus. I mean, you could not ask for better energy for, cultivating something. Let's put it that way. If, I would look at if I were a Taurus, right? I would look at everything I did as if it were a garden. I'm not a Taurus. I have 0 Taurus in my birth chart, period. But I have a ton of Capricorn in my chart. And so everything I do right now, I look at as a garden. I'm like, how can I treat this thing as if it were a baby? Really, baby might be a better term, because it's like, how can I nurture something into existence? That's what we should be focusing on. You're a Taurus. And it's definitely something that you should be focusing on. But I feel like you need to get out of your head with this Nine of Swords. It's kind of funny because, again, not to talk about myself too much here, but just over, sometimes I notice things and I feel like it's almost like a collective energy, right? The things that I notice. And I've just been noticing a lot of the things that I've been watching on YouTube, just random, videos and stuff like that. It's I've really been noticing the difference between two different types of people. The person who is just positive and is just focusing on, what's in front of him. I was watching some dude the other day. I don't even remember about what, but, he was talking about business and stuff, but he was just so positive and, everything was working out for him in his life and all this other stuff. Then I watched someone else who was miserable and everything was falling apart. I was like, damn. We are living in this time where it's both things are true. You can believe that all these horrible things are going to happen and bad things are going to happen, or you can believe that good things are going to happen. And, I really, really feel we have a bigger choice than we normally have had. I think that it's always true. I feel like it's very cliche to say that you could be positive or negative, right? But it's I feel like it's extra true right now. So I would choose the positive here, Taurus, not the negative. You have the Two of Cups here. Definitely could be love. Again, some of you could have a repeat story in love with the Nine of Swords. It's round and round type of energy. But I feel if you're attracting love, I mean, 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, and the Ace of Cups in your third row, that would be a very, very positive connection. I mean, to me, the 10 of Pentacles is the best love card in the deck. And yes, it is a Pentacle card, but it really represents everything. It's the tree of life on the 10 of Pentacles. So it kind of represents, having and receiving everything. And it's also about building, leaving a legacy. So, obviously, if you meet a person that you can build, leave a legacy with, that would be pretty amazing. I also feel that for those of you in work or business, that it's you're working on the right thing here, but something needs to change. I feel like I say this to you every single reading, Taurus. You have this Three of Pentacles. It's I really feel, again, whatever you're working on, it's it's the right thing, but the approach is maybe not the right thing, right? It's can you do what you're doing right now in a different way? Maybe even in your career, it's maybe you're not happy with your career or your business or whatever it is you do. And maybe you do have to go change. Maybe you have to change, but I would focus on the approach. And that's the word that's popping into my head. And what I'm saying here is if you have a, I don't know, it's if you have a career where you have to type all day or something like that, it's almost like there is the same thing that exists, like the same job, but maybe you don't have to type all day. Maybe there's some other activity that you do to do the same job. I don't even know what I'm trying to say here, but I hope that makes sense, where it's like you're doing the same job, but in a different way. And maybe that's what needs to change here is the approach, the way that you do things. And I don't know, it keeps popping into my head. I feel like you're going to have to learn about it. Ten of Pentacles to me is a card of hidden or secret information. It's like, it's not always... Ten of Pentacles isn't always obvious. We have to look for it. I've been saying since like 2 years ago, since 2020, or however many years, I don't know, I've totally lost track of time. I don't even care anymore, right? Since COVID, I'm just like, whatever. But what I would say here is that since like the beginning of COVID, I've been saying we have to move a lot of dirt to get to the gold. You're not just going to magically figure out what you have to do with your life or whatever. You have to look. But the people who look are going to like get rich or this way. Look at this. Ace of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, or, you know, are going to feel abundant, are just going to feel better in life. So I would encourage you to put the work in. You have the Wheel of Fortune. And again, there's definitely something that you've been hoping for that's coming in for you. Because this Wheel of Fortune, it goes up to the Ten of Pentacles. You go Three of Pentacles. The Ten of Cups. And Ten of Cups is like fortune after difficulty. So I'm almost feeling that this right here is kind of like something that you hope is true. Those are literally the words that are popping into my head. It's like there's something that you hope is true, like you hope it exists, like it could be true love. Maybe that you've had a lot of negative relationships, and so now you're just saying like, I hope that that exists. And I feel like it does, clearly. It's showing up in your third row. Or it could be like your dream job or your dream position here. And you know, I feel like you're saying to yourself, like, I really hope this exists for me. And I kind of feel like there's some doubts here, but at the same time, the Wheel of Fortune says something is changing. You're getting closer to your Ten of Cups. I feel like you need to focus on it with that focus card. And again, the way that you focus on it is going to be very important as well. With the Nine of Swords, every single person gets the Three of Wands. I mean, literally, it's like the card of what are you waiting for? And we are in a time where if there was like one lesson I feel like the universe is trying to get everyone to learn, it's to get your ass moving. Yeah, right? It's like, I feel like the universe is saying to everyone, like, hey, what you want exists right now. Like, what are you waiting for? Why haven't you started working on something? And I think we have a lot of like 3D excuses. There's no doubt about it. It's like even I have a million things that I've been working on, and it's like some things I've just been delaying that I shouldn't be delaying. So I'm not like picking on anyone here, you know, for sure. But what I would say is it's like, what are you waiting for, right? You know, and I need this medicine too. It's not just you. With the Two of Cups, yeah, Nine of Swords. So definitely, you know, you've had a repeat story in love. And, you know, I think sometimes that repeat stories are a good thing, because then we can say, okay, I didn't, you know, see this about both of these situations. Or, you know, maybe you went back to an ex and something happened, and now it's like, what didn't you see? What didn't you pay attention to so you can avoid it for this situation right here? It's like when we learn a lesson, then the next thing that comes in is usually something much, much greater. With the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Judgment card. Very powerful. Whenever I get like, you know, when we start getting to the end of like the major arcana, you know, Judgment, Tower, you know, things like that. When I get combinations of cards that are closer to the end, World, stuff like that, you know, to me, that is like super, super powerful. And, you know, you're getting closer to the end of the major arcana. I don't know. I never say that, but it's like popping up in my head with the Judgment card. And also Wheel of Fortune is a pretty significant change. So, you know, I feel for a lot of you that you're like waking up to something that you truly want in your life. Again, the Ten of Cups could be love, but again, Ten of Cups is your happily ever after. It's like whatever you see as something that could make you very happy, and you know, it could be anything. And it's not something you just get. It's something that you have to work for. Ten of Pentacles, again, Ten of Pentacles, we are in the time of the Ten of Pentacles, I believe, personally, which is like, you can have whatever you want, but yes, you are going to have to work for it. It's not going to just magically show up in your life. So, you know, I feel like there's a lot of good stuff here. In your next row, for what you need to hear right now, you have this Vulture Spirit, says nothing is wasted. You also have this Squirrel that says, what does it say? I can't even read that. It says, believe in yourself. So I feel like you need to be bold and assertive at this time. You end with the Emperor. It's kind of funny. I feel like you could be attracting an Emperor type person. Could be an Aries, but doesn't have to be. You know, it could be any sign. I feel like they're just like a boss type person is what I would say. And gender doesn't matter either. I feel like they're an action taker. But again, I feel like you also have to match the energy. You have this To Be Fair card in the same row. And for whatever reason, it's saying to me that you need to match energy. It's not like you're matching the person, but it's like, an action taker probably is going to attract an action taker, right? Or, someone who is like healthy is probably going to attract someone who is healthy or mentally healthy or whatever the case may be. Like whatever it is, you're all looking for something different. So whatever you're looking for, that to be fair card is like saying to me, match the energy so that you get something good. Again, it's funny because I think I went off on Pisces or something about how, us spiritual people, we attract a lot of broken people because like we are fixers, right? And I feel like this is saying like, no, your days of being a fixer are over. It is time for you to attract someone who is just ready, who doesn't need any, fixes or need someone who doesn't need healing or anything like that. So make sure you're matching the energy. The vultures, by the way, vultures are masters of conservation of energy. They don't waste time. If you've ever seen a vulture, they soar around. They don't really flap their wings until they get, see food. And so for a lot of you, I do feel like it's kind of like saying you're conserving your energy. You have the Ace of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles, and the Moon. The Ace of Pentacles, I'm hearing the word gift as well popping into my head here. So you could be getting some sort of gift in your life. It could be financial. You go from here to the Ten of Pentacles. So, and you also have the Three of Pentacles in this row of what you need to hear right now. So again, wouldn't surprise me if you got some sort of financial gift. Again, I'm getting a weird message again about your approach on the Three of Pentacles. You can see that these people, they're looking at these Three Pentacles from two different angles, right? And, I frequently say that, sometimes, not always, but sometimes, I feel like the Three of Pentacles can represent kind of like, not a disagreement, but again, if you are looking at a statue like from one side and someone's looking at it from the other side, it's like you're seeing the same thing, but just different, right? It's like, two people looking at the same thing from a different angle, they're seeing the same thing, but different. So, I don't know. It popped into my head at the beginning of the reading that it's like, I feel like you need to go to the other side. I feel like you need to come over here. It's like you've done a bunch of work on something, but you need to come over here. It's like, again, I was getting something about your approach changing or the way you do something changing, going to the other side, doing something different. So don't be afraid to like try new things in work or business. Don't be afraid to try a different approach. Don't be afraid to be more fun or less serious. Again, she has polka dots on her cloak, and polka dots in the tarot can represent taking things too seriously. It's like everything I've ever taken super seriously in my life, like, when I have been too serious, has never been serious. Like most of the problems that, I say, like I was stuck for like 4 years in my life where I did like nothing. I just sat in my room all day, literally. And when I look back to that time of my life, like nothing that I was worried about, nothing that I focused on, nothing that I went through is affecting me today. None of it. Like none of it is important. So sometimes I feel the polka dots kind of say like, are you taking things too seriously? You have the Moon here. It's like needing to dig into mystery because, the Moon can represent mysteries or secrets, then Ten of Pentacles to the Nine of Cups. It's like literally saying something that is going to lead to a lot of fulfillment in your life with that Nine of Cups is something that needs to be like discovered. And this could be information. So again, don't be afraid to learn how to be successful in whatever it is that you're doing here. Oh, how are you kidding? With the Ace of Pentacles, you have the World. I literally said, I was saying something about the end of the Major Arcana like a second ago. And, again, you're getting all these cards at the end that are kind of, I don't know, it just popped into my head as important. I really can't explain it. But, it's like you're at the end of a journey. You're wrapping something up. You're completing something. And again, it is popping into my head as being important. With the Three of Pentacles, you have the Five of Swords here. Again, I don't necessarily think that you're all going through a breakup, of course, but I feel like you have gone through breakups, of course, and I feel like you are kind of maybe thinking about past breakups. I also feel like you're thinking about new love as well, if you want love, of course, but, it's like you're thinking about something new. And, I really would give something new a chance because, we're going to clarify it in a second, but, this third row looks amazing to me if you want love. I also feel that sometimes that the Five of Swords can represent a risk or taking a risk, and it's almost like you're playing too small is what I'm getting here. So I feel like you need to take bigger risks. Especially in work or business. This could be to, put yourself out there more. It could be to, put in extra work into the things that you're working on. Whatever it is, it's like those big risks I feel like are going to pay off. With the Moon, you have the King of Cups. Could be a Pisces coming in for some of you for sure. So if you're looking for love, could be a water sign or a Pisces. It doesn't have to be. I also feel that this could be talking about your feelings. Every single reading I do for you Taurus, is all about your feelings and what you feel like you should be doing with your life. And so, going up this way, I feel like you need to pay attention to like what is your heart telling you to do in all areas of your life, and even this way, because the Ace of Cups is your heart, strength is your heart. So I feel like your heart is telling you to do things in your life, and you should take those risks, like whatever you feel like you should do. Next, in the area of the unexpected, you have this card that says, despite the frustration, you're on your way to make all your dreams come true. Like 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, are you kidding? You have this card that says, embrace what you've learned and cherish your experiences because they are divinely fated. Yes, everything is pushing you forward towards where you want to go. But yeah, there you go. I feel like all your dreams are going to come true here, Taurus. And you have the 10 of Cups, which is like all your dreams coming true. You have the 10 of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. I want to stress, I don't know if people think we live in like Disneyland or something like that or what is going on, but, I always get comments of people that are like, I had a bad day and your reading said I was going to be a billionaire by tomorrow. And I'm always like, well, okay, go watch other readers because I make it very clear that you have to put the work in, right? If you think life is, going to be on easy mode, you're sorely mistaken. Life is going to be harder than ever over the next 20 years. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it either. It's like there's going to be a lot of work to do over the next 20 years. And people keep telling me they're tired and they give me some like lame excuse. They're like, oh my God, I have to work 2 hours a day and I'm tired. I'm like, well, you definitely need to get over yourself. That's for sure. But this is Tough Love with Steve. This is not Chris speaking. So, it is what it is. But what I would say is I'm not going to like sit here and lie. It's like, I think that people, it's like you could live your wildest dreams, but you're going to have to put the work in. So those two things, yes, they go hand in hand. Nobody who's ever done anything great got it easily. So what I would say here is that, yes, you're going to have to put the work in. The whole point of the 10 of Cups is that they're standing in the real world and they're looking up at those 10 of Cups. So it's like they still have to deal with all the real world problems, all the things that they have to deal with, but there's like a great accomplishment right here. And also there's a great accomplishment right here as well. So, I feel like there's a lot of success for you. Again, 10 of Pentacles to me is a card of hidden or secret information. It's kind of like a little known meaning of the 10 of Pentacles. You could read this as a family, and, that's where inheritance comes from with the 10 of Pentacles, is that there's like this family here, like all the 3 generations, and even the 2 dogs are on the card. But there's another way to read this card where this older gentleman here, he could represent a beggar, and he's coming and bringing this family a gift. The family, they just had a baby, and so he's bringing them a gift. But he represents a beggar. He represents someone who has nothing to give. So the whole point of the 10 of Pentacles is that you could be receiving a gift from something that you don't really, that doesn't really look like it has anything to give. And so, it's kind of hard to say what it is, but, it's like there have been times in my life where like I've been watching a movie, for example, and, it gives me an idea for my business, or, I've heard someone at a coffee shop say something and it kind of like gives me an idea. It's like if we train our brain to pay attention to opportunity, it spots those opportunities. And again, that's what I feel like this is saying. It's like saying, just pay attention for anything you hear, anything you see, any books that capture your attention, anything, because there could be some hidden information. It's not really hidden. You just have to look for it, right? And if you find it, could make you very successful. I also feel for some of you that it's like there is something you don't see. And, if you're attracting love, I kind of feel that for some of you, you could be attracting a person where it's like, I feel like they look good, and all that other stuff. You're attracted to them, but it's like just how good they are isn't going to be like immediately obvious to you. It's like one of those things where, you could be attracting a person who's much deeper than you think. I always say with the King of Cups, he is my card of the onion person, right? You've probably heard me say that before because I say this all the time with the King of Cups, where there are like many layers to the King of Cups. We're talking about the positive version of the King of Cups, right? Where it's like the more you get to know them, the more you uncover. And it's not like this person is holding back or has secrets or anything like that. It's just that they have a lot of layers. So, again, I kind of feel that feeling here where if you're attracting like a very deep person, and again, I feel like you meet this person, you're going to think they're great, no doubt about it. But I think they're just greater than you are thinking. This could also be you. Like, you could be the onion person and someone could be attracting you and you are deeper. Take it how it resonates, like I say. Let's see. With the Ten of Cups, you have two cards here, Nine of Pentacles and Ten of Wands. It's funny because I said that you're going to have to put the work in with that Ten of Wands. I knew that Ten of Cups was going to be hard work. Again, it's like people always accuse me of being too positive, but I'm like, I think I make, you need to clean out your ears if you think I'm too positive, because I think I make it blatantly obvious that, yeah, it's going to require work. And tarot isn't magic. Tarot only points out opportunities. I always say that it's like loose guidance at best. So, you're going to have to like put in the work, Ten of Wands. But Ten of Wands is worth it, On the Ten of Wands, he's about to reach his home in the background, and the 10 Wands represent a harvest that the guy is having. So, he's about to have a harvest, and he's about to reach his home. And it kind of says you're about to have a harvest. You have the Nine of Pentacles, which is about focus. She normally has that falcon on her arm. I feel like you need to stay focused. Again, there are going to be a lot of reasons. Like I keep saying, it's like, especially between now and like 2027, we are in a time of chaos. There's going to be a lot of reasons not to pay attention. There's going to be a lot of reasons not to focus. There's going to be a lot of things that are going to try to steal your focus. Your job is to focus. It's funny because, it's like over the past few years, I've had like a lot of people in my life where, I've just noticed where I've had a lot of people in my life where it's like they have always been worrying about the future, and it's like they never get anything done. And again, just like I said earlier, it's like it's one of those collective energies where it's like all of a sudden I realized I'm like, I'm doing that. Like I was worrying about the future. I was worrying about things that I can't control. And, really having those people in my life got me to focus on like right now and just putting in the work right now. And I feel like that's what this is saying. With the Ten of Pentacles, you have the Queen of Swords here. Another card of focus. She normally has clouds halfway up her body, and, it kind of says she's seeing clearly for the first time. With the Ace of Cups, you have the High Priestess. Definitely could be a Pisces. I feel like you've had a Pisces all up in you. All up in your business here. So, definitely could be a Pisces. But it could also just be another card of digging into secrets. She can represent mystery, needing to trust your intuition, but also needing to look into things, needing to explore the mysteries. Finally, for the good stuff, doesn't matter what shows up here, it's going to be good no matter what. You have this To Be Fair card, and you have this Change in the Wind card. Yeah, things are changing for you. You have the Wheel of Fortune in your reading, so I feel like things are improving. Things are starting to go in the right direction for you, Taurus, and I just feel like a lot of improvements. You have the Nine of Cups, the Emperor, and the Strength card. Could be an Aries or a Leo coming in for you as well if you're looking for love, but again, take it how it resonates. You have the Nine of Cups here. Nine of Cups is a card of wish fulfillment. And I do feel like there could be wish fulfillment coming in for you. But with the High Priestess, the High Priestess normally has those 3 stages of the moon on her crown, on her head. And it kind of says that she sees the beginning, middle, and end of every situation that she enters into before she enters into it, meaning she's matching the energy. I said that earlier. I really feel this reading is saying match the energy. Nine of Cups, he's about to have a feast. This guy is meant to look chubby on this card because he has had a feast before, and he's about to have another one. So it says like you need to match the energy of something you want before you can have it. So, that's what I would suggest for you at this time. You have the Emperor. Definitely need to take action. There's something to take action on. We talked about this at the beginning of the reading. I think that your approach maybe needs to change, like if you're starting a business or, even if you have like some sort of health routine or, whatever the case may be, right? Doesn't matter. And, I feel like that your approach may need to change. It's like I think people don't realize that like things are always changing. It is what it is. So, I feel like this is saying like, I don't know, I'm getting something about flexibility and being okay with change, right? You have the Strength card here. I am getting patience. Things are changing, but maybe slower than you would like. I feel like that's true for everyone. I mean, we have Saturn and Pisces, and I don't know. I'm a Pisces, but I'll tell you what, I've been feeling like a snail since Saturn went into Pisces. So, I don't know. It could be affecting everyone. People, but I also feel like we're just having to be patient on our dreams, probably because Neptune is in Pisces as well. So having Saturn there, it's like work your ass off on your dreams, but you're also going to have to be patient. So I don't know. I think that's what everybody is dealing with. With the Nine of Cups, you have the Empress. Are you kidding? Here you go. Like I'm telling you right now, I feel like you've had really good love readings with me recently, Taurus. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's you. And, definitely divine counterpart. Doesn't matter what gender. It could be the same gender, whatever, but what I would say is definitely a divine counterpart. With the Emperor, you have the Fool. I feel like this person's going to be a fool for you, or you're going to be a fool for them. And I mean that in the best way possible. So I would take the risk, take the leap of faith. Again, also in work or business right here. With the Ten of Pentacles, like whatever you're working on, it's time for you to take the leap and, not wait any longer with the 3 of Wands. With the Strength card, you have the Hermit, so it could be dealing with a Virgo as well. You've definitely had a Virgo with me also. So you could have a Virgo in love. You basically, I just listed off all 12 signs, so there you go. But I also feel another card of patience, so you're going to have to be patient. Again, it just is what it is. Like I said, I think all that Piscean energy, Saturn and Pluto, is kind of causing things to maybe be a little bit slower than we would like. And, yeah, it sucks, but everybody's dealing with it. We're pulling 5 main themes now. You have this older woman card. It says dealings with relationships with an older woman. Yeah, and I always clarify this. And you have this wreath card. It says sorrow over a loss. Some of you could have lost like a family member or something. Definitely could be something that you're thinking about. But what's interesting is you have this younger man card. It says dealings with relationships with a younger man. And I always clarify these people cards. You have this wheel card. It says indecisiveness, allowing your life to ramble aimlessly. So don't be aimless. The younger man card could be getting ideas. I almost feel like you could be getting ideas from younger people. Again, 10 of Pentacles, hidden or secret information, but it could be information that comes from an unlikely source. It's like, how many times have has like a younger child said something to you and you don't listen to it and it turns out to be genius like later, right? So it's like sometimes I think we don't listen to like children, for example, because we're like, oh, they're children. They don't know a goddamn thing. But they actually, maybe, who knows, maybe they say something intuitive and you don't realize it's intuitive. So again, listen to your children, or who knows, it could be some random weird little kid who comes up and talks to you and says something to you, or just a younger person. So I would pay attention to that. You have this barrel card. It says you feel something is lacking in your life, perhaps love, money, or goals. I feel like it's all of that here. I feel like you need to get everything in order is what I would say to you. Like, what are you Are you doing like one thing a day for each one of those things? Health, wealth, happiness, relationships. Are you doing one thing a day to improve those areas of your life? Again, it's the most obvious, simplest personal development advice, and it's like the only good advice as well, literally, that I feel. It's like, yeah, you can watch as many, Tony Robbins concerts or whatever the hell he does, right? And you can watch him bop people on the head and, snap his fingers, right? But it's like, I'm not hating on Tony Robbins and anyone who likes that stuff, but it's like, he gets you really high at his like concerts, or again, I'm at a loss for words right now. And then it's like you go home and you crash, right? It's like, here's some good personal advice for you. Just do 1% improvements. Literally, I changed my life. I try to explain to people. I fell on my head when I was 10 years old. I became stupid after that, right? And changed my life with 1% improvements. Again, I was stuck for 4 years, and then again, I just started making those 1% improvements. This channel, I was stuck for years on this channel. I just keep repeating stories in my life until I break the story, right? Because again, I'm stupid. But what I would say here is all I did on this channel, you can literally see it live. You can go back about 4 years on this channel and you can literally see the point where I started making the changes. It was like right before COVID where I started making these 1% improvements. I just started trying one little new thing. But I do this in every single area of my life. Again, the big 4: health, wealth, happiness, and relationships. I do like one thing a day. And, over time, I have changed my life more over the last 4 years than I have, probably the previous, how old am I? I'm 35, so 31 years before that, right? So again, it works. And again, you're not too old to start doing it now. It doesn't matter how old you are. You have this bridge card that says successfully overcome your problem. So you could be overcoming some problems here. You have this kangaroo card. It says unsettled times need to plan ahead. Yes, again, there's like going to be a lot of stuff coming up in the future, but it's like we can either, fall victim to it, or we can take control and make our lives better, which is what I suggest you do. Looks really good here, Taurus. Love it. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your month.